find your lack of faith disturbing.
Gotcha!
SmashMouth Footballerz.
Wait, we got a dream, next to the team, yeah, we can handle it. Wait, soon as I go and I step in arenas, they call
Introducing.
They know what it is, know what I do.
Nick Tate.
Who don't understand? Yeah, that's overdue. My trophy say that's overdue. My brain.
Joe Caldero.
Yeah, they know it's true. They couldn't walk a mile or even fit
Chad Young.
my shoes. Still I got a lot to prove, but for all that we've been through, this overdue. This the anthem. Full of it, you know the team is strong. This your anthem. All my underdogs. Everybody get your hands up. Sometimes it's hard, but we made it through. We were struggling for a minute, so that winning overdue. Yeah. They know it's true.
Welcome to SmashMouth Footballerz. I'm Nick Tate.
Joe Caldero.
And the Cadillac.
And on today's episode, we're going to talk about things that are going on in the NFL currently and some of the things we've seen in our drafts here recently. We did our dynasty draft, and we also had a couple other individual drafts we were involved in. And we're just going to kind of share some of our similarities that we saw along the way. And while you're at it, we're at 355 subscribers. We're trying to get to 500 subscribers so that we can give away those two jerseys for the Bears. It's going to be DeAndre Swift and David Montgomery.
Yep.
So, start off, Chad. So what's some of the new stuff you've seen in the NFL currently?
Well, we're all aware of what's happening in Dallas with CeeDee Lamb. We've heard that there's a rumor that $33 million on the year was on the table. I don't know why that deal's not done. I think it's going to get done according to what I've seen on X. I don't think it's had many fantasy ramifications. I mean, if he plays, he plays. He was in that offense last year. Him and Dak have a rapport. It's just more or less, let's just get the deal done. They're finally working towards that.
I mean, so what was A.J. Brown was like $32 million.
Yeah.
So that puts CD at the top.
He's one of the highest, and you got the same thing going on with Jamar Chase right now. I don't know why the Jamar Chase deal isn't getting in more publicity, because he put on X that his demands are pretty simple. His agent, not Jamar Chase's agent, did. And it seems to be pretty simple from what we've seen as far as X goes. So you would think the Bengals would want to do this deal.
Yeah,
and
definitely want to keep him around.
And the way it's going, he's looking like he's bucking harder than CD, and that should have further fantasy ramifications. I know that Joe Burrow and him played together at college, and they had great rapport, but
it might be a fan base thing. Dallas has a bigger fan base.
Yeah, I don't know why that's not getting much more publicity, but it should be, because a second receiver in Cincinnati right now is practicing. So fantasy wise, you might want to put some stock in him right now, because Jamar Chase isn't, and we're taking him in the first round.
Yeah, and I think he's our biggest, guy that personally is either hit or miss, because depending on that, Joe Burrow's wrist is hurt currently.
You always take, like we've brought this up before, like you always take Jamar Chase high because of that rookie year, and every year either Burrow's hurt or he's hurt, and he's never lived up to his ADP. And this is not the way you want to go into it. So this is what, year 4 or 5, and he's going in, and he has yet to reach his ADP. Like, when do we stop drafting him this high?
I stopped 2 years ago.
Yeah. And this is something that, look, we know the guy is amazing. We know Joe Burrow is amazing. But if they can't be on the field together, you're not going to see production.
Go with the Warrior, the A.J. Brown, Justin Jefferson is. I mean,
yeah, without whoever his quarterback is, he produces.
He's still going to produce.
Yeah, he still produces. We have a little bit of other news. We have Jahan Dotson trade to the Eagles. What'd they say about the slot?
Yeah, so they're going to move Devonta Smith into the slot with Jahan Dotson and A.J. Brown on the outside.
Man, that's pretty tough, man.
It's going to be X and Y. Jahan Dotson probably... They call him a bust, but I don't think he was. He was just taken too high in the first round whenever the Redskins took him.
He's still got talent.
Yeah.
And he's still gonna draw a defender. So guess who's going to have running room?
Oh, yeah, Saquon's going to have a little bit more room. You can have 3 options. I think Devontae Smith in the slot really helps people.
Dallas Goedert still.
Yep.
Yeah.
So the Eagles, they acquired wide receiver Jahan Dotson and a 5th-round pick from the Commanders in exchange for 2025 3rd-round pick and 2 7th-round picks.
Wow. Yeah, that's the kind of a steal.
7th-round picks, that's just throwing something out there.
Yeah. And the thing is they're, what the Eagles really don't have a lot to miss, so they're getting a bomb for that, I think.
Yeah, that's
they come out the winner.
Yeah, you throw a dart, you may steal some. If he has any kind of playing time, you think that Devontae Smith's going to be the one who benefits the most out of this. And I think who benefits the most out of all this is Redskins and Amy Brown. They're number 2 now. He's got to be the number 2 now. And Brian Robinson. We're not talking about Brian Robinson. And after I went through my draft and I was looking at value, like the guy he produced last year was number 27 with no quarterback, hardly any weapons last year. And you got Jaden Daniels and you have it's Scary Terry. Hopefully he'll be a top 20 wide receiver now since he does have a quarterback. I like Ben Sinnott to come up as tight end, but I think Brian Robinson is going to catch a lot of passes out of the backfield along with Austin Eckler.
Well, so talking about that, right? So out of all the quarterbacks in the preseason, Jaden Daniels had an 85% pass rate, completion rate.
Yeah.
He was the highest out of everybody.
The Commanders did make a big splash of a move.
Yeah.
They signed a kicker.
Yeah.
Cade York.
LSU?
Yeah. That's the only thing good, I guess. If he came from LSU.
Yeah, but Jaden Daniels is ADP 13 quarterback?
Yeah.
Oh, man. You got
He looks great, man.
I think he's shaking. He was named the starter. Yeah, let's add that.
Speaking of that, Nick, you were right. You called this a long time ago. Bo Nix is a starter.
Bo Nix is a starter as of yesterday.
He looks fantastic, man.
Yeah.
He's hitting all the passes, all the angles.
So,
he's solid.
Trey Franklin, listed as wide receiver number 2 on the Denver Broncos, was on the same team as Bo Nix.
I think it's
they both came from Oregon.
It's about to be a boost.
Yep.
I don't know. Tim Patrick caught that touchdown. It was good to see Tim Patrick catch that touchdown coming back from injury because that was ugly. And I was a couple of years ago whenever Denver was stacked with Jerry Jeudy and Cortland Sutton, I think Tim Patrick was a number 4 because that team was so stacked. And I was like, Saints trade for Tim Patrick. Like, I wanted him so bad because Tim Patrick's got all the talent in the world. And I think he's going to you're going to see him show it. And I think Jaleel McLaughlin, because Sean Payton just loves throwing to running backs, has his whole coaching ever since he was with the New York and Dallas. He loves throwing to his running backs. So I think Jaleel McLaughlin's going to get a boost now since Bo Nix was named the starter. We had Jaylen Warren probably out till week 1 with an ankle.
Yeah, that's
hopefully he makes back week 1 because I've got him. I've been looking on it.
Yeah. They said it's nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
To me, it is something to worry about if I have Najee Harris.
If I have not,
because I'm not trying to have Najee Harris.
Yeah, if you're Najee Harris, you're going to get a boost that week if Jaylen Warren doesn't come back.
I was on the train of hoping that Jaylen Warren takes that job by the middle of the season.
Yeah, me too. I don't know what they're going to do over there. They're looking at
right now. They're trying to figure out who their quarterback is.
Yeah. Did you see the report where Justin Fields came out and said, "I've shown what I could to be quarterback 1"?
I am quarterback 1.
Yeah, he said it, and then they had him working at wide receiver last week before that preseason game. So
I don't know how you're quarterback 1 and you miss 2 snaps in a row and fumble.
It looks terrible, doesn't it?
Man, I still like the guy. I hope he does better.
I like him. It
looks terrible.
It just, I don't know what happened, man.
And Russell Wilson, go get your job. If you want your job, go get it.
He just doesn't. It might be a confidence thing.
Yeah.
Justin Fields, he's not used to being second fiddle,
Yeah, so that's the Browns are hopeful. Big draft news. Hey, Nick Chubb, they're hopeful Nick Chubb will be back 100% in October. If that happens and you stole Nick Chubb, you got to be happy. Because if he comes back fully healthy in October, you're going to get 12 weeks of just a number 1 running back.
The only way I would do that is if they're 6-0 or something. If you're 0-6, why would you bring him back?
They got the best defense in the league, though.
Yeah.
So
In one of our drafts, I think it was the Bradshaw draft, I actually picked up Nick Chubb, but it was so late. And I'm sitting there staring at him, and I'm thinking, like how can I not pick up Nick Chubb? I think it was like round 14.
see, that's why wouldn't you?
And I'm like, Nick, and I heard some people say, man, I'd have never done that. But the risk reward in round 14 for Nick Chubb is
cost
ridiculous.
benefit analysis, man. Like he's always like
You pick up Nick Chubb as a potential starter, or you pick up someone in that spot you're going to drop anyway.
Right.
Oh God! If he plays from October on, you're going to win the league.
That's it.
And you're going to have to take those gambles.
The greatest football player in the history of the NFL says that he has motivated himself to get the Ravens to the Super Bowl.
Lamar Jackson, best player in the NFL.
I was being
love
facetious.
Lamar Jackson.
Tom Brady plays for the Ravens.
No, Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is the best player in the NFL. Hey, the top 100, the NFL, the players got it wrong. Tyreek Hill's number 2, Lamar Jackson's number 1.
Okay, to the next topic. I think that's all I really got on news. How y'all?
Yeah, that's it.
How'd y'all feel about, since we're all Saints fans, how'd you feel about the game the other day? Taysom Hill looked good.
Taysom Hill looked great. You're going to see him halfback, fullback.
Derek Carr looked like he was shining like a superstar stud that fell off a planet and couldn't do nothing.
Yeah. Spencer Rattler's going to
End up with that
in
job.
a perfect world where a coach wasn't married to this quarterback, then Spencer Rattler would be pushing him.
Man, I'm telling you. So this was a couple of weeks ago. The Vikings were looking for a quarterback, and they contacted the Saints for Carr. I don't know why they didn't just give him up.
That was a rumor mill. No, that was a fake account.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it turned out to be a fake account.
I wish it was a real account.
Everybody fell off, and the guys from the Vikings said, "Hey, this guy's fake," and the guy's done it multiple times.
So here's what's even better: they didn't want him.
No, they didn't want him.
This is the way my brain thinks. I saw the game. I saw Derek Carr the last couple of preseason games and all last year, and then I saw Tyson Bagent playing for Chicago, and I was like, "This kid is good."
Yeah,
That was not.
He looked good.
Oh, he looked great in preseason. Yeah, he sucks.
But so does Derek Carr.
Yeah, so does
but
Derek Carr.
you're paying Derek Carr multi-millions when you can pay him.
Yeah. Look, everybody knows how I feel about Derek Carr. It's terrible.
Lamar Jackson is terrible.
Lamar Jackson, amazing. The Saints would probably win 13 games if Lamar
I'm
Jackson
not gonna lie. Look, if you pick up Lamar Jackson to the Saints, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're just messing with you.
I think,
Because honest to God, it's so bad.
yeah. Out of those, hey, I'll tell you who looked bad. Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones looked bad. 2 picks. It's just ugly out there.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
But Drew Lock might.
I've been rooting for that guy because I saw what he did in the playoff game 2 years ago, and it's bad.
So I actually saw some projections earlier that talked about Daniel Jones, and they said that they're looking at they believe, some of these people out here believe 0-17 for the Giants.
Oh, I don't think that. I've been watching Hard Knocks.
Maybe if they still play 12 games, it'd be 0-12. But
Yeah. I've been watching Hard Knocks. No, and I like Brian Dable. Kayvon Thibodeau coming off the end. Their 2 defensive ends alone should win them some games. That defense.
Dable's not married to him. He'll pull him with Drew Lock.
Yeah, I know. I remember that last year, and they pulled Jones out so many times through the season. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, he got hurt too. So, can y'all tell me what you think about this? So we're playing in a standard league and we're playing a PPR. I hate standard leagues. Like, I want to score points. I'm in the standard league and I'm drafting and I'm going down players who I love. Like, I'm taking Garrett Wilson 2nd round, and I'm going down. I'm taking risks on George Pickens and Jamar Gibbs in the 3rd, and I'm sitting there and I'm thinking Chad Standard, and I'm letting David Montgomery pass me by, and I'm letting Mostert pass me by, and then I look at my team. And I feel great about my team. I feel the value. Like, I look in it, great. And then I draft and I look, and the kicker is going to get more points than my 3rd round pick.
Yep.
And I am like, why am I playing a standard league?
I like playing all different leagues.
Do any of y'all out there play standard leagues anymore?
Yes, we
I do.
what's the?
You like to look at the numbers in the 3 digits. Some of us like to look at 2 digits.
I like the players that do all the work to get the points. You know what
I understand that. And like, so we've got several PPR leagues. We got some standard leagues we're in, stuff like that. The thing about the standard league is, though, your quarterback isn't as strong unless he passes a touchdown. So your quarterbacks that are throwing all these yards and can't get in the end zone don't matter.
That's
right?
why I picked a running quarterback.
So, I mean, but the point I'm making is like, you're going to have to actually pick true number ones. You're going to have to pick end zone guys that are going to get in the end zone. And it's slower. It's a lot slower. So it's just a different change of pace.
More value is in touchdown vultures than it is my superstar.
Then you should have picked touchdown vultures.
At the 3rd round, take David Montgomery over
Raheem Mostert.
So here's the thing. Are you playing to win or are you playing because I love fantasy football?
Who, me?
Yeah.
This year, I will admit something. Like, for years, like, the fun was out of it for me. The fun was out of it, and it was just about winning and making money. This year,
it's fun.
This year, with the podcast and us starting this, like, it's become more fun again. And I forgot, like, I did lose sight of, like, hey, it's just fun to get with your friends and talk.
But we did change one standard league into a PPR league.
Yeah, which makes me happy. So, my little Jahmyr Gibbs, thank you, Jahmyr Gibbs. Like, you can do all the work and everything. We're going to get you some points. Like, I'm proud of my guy.
You can always trade for David Montgomery.
I don't want to trade for him. I don't look, I'll go down and I'll lose, but I'm not going to let David Montgomery trump the great players on that Detroit Lions team.
So out of the 4 leagues that I play in, our standard league is my strongest one. So it's just the way you draft, I guess. I love our standard league.
That's because you win it. Well, I love it too.
Not every year.
I win it. I mean, I let somebody win every once in a while.
Yeah. See, I mean,
because everybody would get out if I didn't.
I mean, if I'm good at chess, I like, and I win all the time. I love it.
And then every once in a while, you just kind of make a mistake on purpose.
Yeah, you got to be like, oh, I forgot to put in.
Oh man,
so.
Come back next time and give me all your.
I just hate the supporting cat, like getting touchdown vultures and all of them winning the league for you.
So speaking of all that, so going over some of the things we did see in our draft, I seen a lot of guys misplaced in the draft. PPR leagues, I seen Derrick Henry going first round.
Not going to catch the ball.
Multiple times.
Not going to catch the ball.
Isaiah Pacheco went 2nd round a couple times.
Yes. Isaiah Pacheco way high over.
Will catch the ball.
Yeah.
Over
like
Kyrie Williams. Sometimes over Jahmyr Gibbs.
And so when you see stuff like that and you understand your point system and you understand how the game is played, right? He's saying standard and you saying PPR. So we're looking for pass catching running backs in PPR. We're looking for touchdown vultures in standard. When guys make those mistakes and pick, go deeper and pick the guys in the wrong positions, that's your opportunity to get some money, some value.
Obviously, you want Derrick Henry sooner in a standard league than you do in a PPR.
Right.
And we seen him going way soon.
I've seen him round 1, pick 8 twice.
Yeah.
Regardless of PPR standard.
Yeah. Right. We also saw an early run on quarterbacks twice.
Yes.
Super.
I like those.
Yeah, me too. But that's a little trend analysis we saw.
Actually, I seen one guy pick quarterback round 3 and then another quarterback round 4.
Yeah.
So
maybe I'm missing something because when did I draft mine? 6 or 7?
Unless you're in a super flex league, you can only play one quarterback at a time.
Yeah. Someone else I saw 7th round, you're going to have to make tough decisions between a number 1 or a legitimate RB2. A number 1 wide receiver, RB2, you're going to have options right there. You're going to have a Zamir White, George Pickens conundrum that you might have to come across. We ran into that quite a bit.
So when you hit that top of 2, turn on 3 a lot of times, and sometimes it goes a little later, there's a lot of 2s there, and they're in the ADP as the 2, but there's a lot of 1s there too.
Yeah, we saw a lot of...
Just so you know, we talk about it all the time. Jalen Waddle
Is a number 2.
Is a number 2. He goes early round 3, late round 2. He has an undisclosed injury
On a team that runs the ball.
And Tyreek Hill's the number 1 wide receiver.
But they leave Christian Kirk out there. And people like...
Yeah, and he's a PPR machine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But in that same area, you got Drake London. Like you've got several guys that are floating in that area that they could pick up early.
Oh, that's true. Michael Pittman was going way later than projected.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Michael Pittman went 5th, 6th round. I couldn't believe he fell to me in one league. I'll jump for joy.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you, in our Dynasty League, it drove me nuts that I sat at the top of 2 and 3. No, we talked about that. And A.J. Brown and Marvin Harrison Jr. were both at the top of the end of 2 and top of 3. I was like, what do I do here? Because this never happened in any of my mocks.
Yeah.
Because they went way early.
In our PPR league, too, we had a run on tight ends that just did not stop. When one came off, they went, I think, I was in the 5th to 6th round. I had my eye on Trey McBride, and then down. I think 8th or 9th round, I had to pick between Jay Ferguson or Evan Ingram, and Ben Sanu was there, and I was like, there's just been an insane run on tight ends. Like, some people had 2 tight ends by the time I got to my first
That's
one.
true.
They did. I think more than half of them had them.
Yeah,
I can count 2 people that had 2 tight ends.
Yeah, and I couldn't believe. I was like, wow. So I'm tight end light in that league. I don't like it. Like,
I always pick 1 tight end, and then if I don't get an elite tight end, and it really just kind of depends on, like we've talked about, how the draft goes. So if the draft goes a certain way, and there's an elite tight end there later, like mid-round, like 5, 6, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
These guys are picking these guys round 1, 2, 3, 4, right?
Kelsey went in round 2 or 3.
Kelsey went in 2.
So I'm not trying to shoot for all that, so I'm not worried about that. But when those guys go later, cool. If not, I'm waiting, like you said, till like 10, 11, 9 round, whatever, to get me because the quality, the tier of tight ends are thin. So like it goes, you're elite and just you got 2 and 3. And
after tier 3,
it's just kind of like, you need to get value somewhere else before you go get that tight end. But I'd never pick more than 1 tight end.
I never. And I actually get angry when I have to pick a tight end.
Yeah. David Njoku went so far. People were drafting David Njoku, and I was like, wow, man, this is, wow.
And he's injured too.
Yeah, I was just, my eyes are blown.
One thing I did notice, if we want to talk about like waiver people on the waiver wire currently,
there's
on the
a
waiver
lot of
wire,
value out there.
There's some value out there. Matthew Stafford's sitting on there, but people have other quarterbacks.
That shows you how deep the quarterback core has gone. Because look, you pick Puka Nacua, you pick Cooper Kupp in the top 4 rounds 9 times out of 10. Somebody's throwing them dudes the ball.
One of our other leagues, someone picked Deshaun Watson, but Matt Stafford was sitting right there. It was toward the end of the...
Yeah.
And they don't even know if Deshaun Watson is going to start.
Oh, he's starting. He's going to ball.
They paid him way too much money, man.
What I'm pointing at is he's hurt.
Oh, he'll be all right. Yeah, he was hurt last year. He's coming back.
Second best player in the league. Deshaun Watson was great. I don't know what happened to him. He's not great anymore.
Oh, he's been hurt. He's been injured. He can't.
Well, he sat on the bench for 2 years, mad at everybody, and
he's been hurt.
Yep.
I mean,
We'll see what happens.
He sat out of football for a year, and he come back, and he's
on a good team.
Yeah,
so.
He's going to put up some numbers this year. To pick Matthew Stafford, he's got to throw for 4,000 yards and 30 touchdowns, and it's just not going to happen.
Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua.
Oh, he does it, but it's not going to be. He's not going to put up the numbers.
We're talking like backup. Yeah, we're not talking like primary. We're talking backup.
Yeah, but you can just go get him. Why are you going to go pick up a?
That's the point we're making, is that the value is still sitting on the waiver.
I thought Chuba Hubbard out there was insane because he's going to start week 1.
Yeah,
at 4 or 5. I thought that was an insane. I handcuffed Zach Charbonnet a few times and I dropped him because the reports. I don't know if you've heard this, but Ryan Grubb coming from Washington going to Seattle has turned. He said Kenneth Walker is a 3-down back. So after hearing that and seeing all the goal line carries Kenneth Walker was getting, I went and made it a point to go get him, and I never thought I'd ever make it a point in my life to go get him. And then I went kind of old school because the Frenchman, Zach Charbonnet, was out there. And I think that's one of the most valuable. Old school, I don't do it hardly ever. I'd rather play stacks. But that looks like a very, very, very low ceiling, high floor handcuff with the Kenneth Walker, Zach Charbonnet, because of what's coming out with Ryan Grubb saying that they are 3 down backs.
Right.
Yeah. So
Justin Herbert's back practicing, or he should be back practicing soon.
Already back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The dude's good, man. He doesn't don't have really no weapons to throw to, but
Yeah, it's Palmer, the rookie.
Lad McConkey.
Yeah.
I thought that they would make a move.
They still may. They still may. It's early. It's Greg Roman. They're just going to run the ball. It's Greg Roman offense. They're just going to run the ball. It's what he did. We saw him. What he did. He ran in Baltimore. Who did he get? He went and got Hollywood Brown. That was it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he never.
Hollywood Brown's hurt.
Hollywood Brown's
Everybody's hurt. Man.
Yeah.
Whoever got Gus Edwards is going to be. They're going to reap the rewards of that one.
Well, I got him in 2 leagues.
And you know Greg Roman loves him because he went from Baltimore, and him and Dobbins. So he has a plan for him.
Yeah.
So there's going to be, I think it's going to be more 60-40 between them both if they're healthy. I don't think it's going to be somebody getting 100. I do think Gus, the bus, is going to get more touchdowns.
Yeah. The only reason I picked him was because it was so late that.
You get a number 1?
Yeah. I mean, why not?
Yeah.
You know?
And Greg Roman offense, you're going to run the ball.
Right. I mean, I got Raheem Mostert, and then I still got Gus Edwards later, plus Zeke Elliott and all these other ones. Like, it's just, and I still filled up my roster with like quality running back. I think in that league I got Breece Hall on 8th pick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and then I never thought that was happening.
No,
yeah, I got 9th pick in the dynasty draft,
and then I got Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, that's
on the turn.
That's a super stack right there.
And then Mostert in my flex, and still with Gus Edwards and all them sitting on the bench, man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it was great.
So I mean, the mistakes are out there, like you said. Like I watched Pacheco go round 2, like pick 6. You know
in one of the leagues we play in, the one I'm new into, the guy I'm playing against the first week, he's like, "Man, this dude I'm playing." He was telling me. Oh, okay. He said, "This dude I'm playing has like 6 or 7 running backs, man, and he hadn't even put them in order yet." I got CMC, ATN, and James Conner in my flex. That's what I did, and he was like, "Man," and with Hurts as my quarterback.
Oh yeah.
So that should do something. Trey McBride is my tight end.
You can't beat him, man.
No, I did notice that Devin 2 Chainz, I think everybody got the memo on him because he went late.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He went later, 4th and 5th round. I ended up picking him up. The value was too good in the 5th round that I had to. And just to keep an eye on things there, they're starting to run that rookie a little more, and they're putting Devin a chain. I don't know if you're watching preseason, but
putting him out on the side.
Yeah, wide receiver. He actually caught him.
He's going to be catching.
You caught him. So, in that PPR, it's something to look forward to. If he falls 4th or 5th round, like he did with us, that's a great value. Especially if he's going to be outside catching the ball.
Yeah,
I got a draft on Sunday, this coming Sunday, and it's a PPR. And I hate to do it, but I'm gonna look for him later.
I did not like him. I don't like him running the ball. What's convinced me is if he can get 10 to 12 touches, what he can do with 10 to 12 touches, other running backs, it takes them 15 to 20.
Right.
Can he stay healthy?
He's too small, man.
He's small.
Can he protect Tua from getting another concussion?
I don't.
He's too small.
He's going to be in there. Can he stay healthy? Because he's never stayed healthy. And I know a lot of pundits say that he's the same size as
Devin Singletary.
Yes, it's Devin Singletary.
And I don't think Devin Singletary is going to stay the number 1, 2 on that one either.
Well, they got the rookie. Brian Daboll trust him. That's the only thing.
Yeah, trust and then production is 2 different
Catches
things.
the ball great. Yeah. So
yeah,
PPR league.
Somebody got to throw it to him.
Devin Singletary is the number 1 in a PPR league who catches the ball a lot. I would look for him.
Yeah, I mean, it's him and Jahmyr Gibbs. Devin changed Jahmyr Gibbs ain't but 5 to 7 pounds difference, but the build is way different.
Yeah, Jahmyr Gibbs is like he's got more muscle.
Yeah, he's more muscle. So I went and took him on the flyer. I hope it pays off.
I think it will.
Yeah.
I think it will.
I mean, you got to go. Hey, you got to draft for value, and you got to take risks. Was there one risk you took that you hope? Nick Chubb.
Nick Chubb was my risk that I hope. And then
if it works out, he's going to win your league.
And then in one league, I took a player that I still regret, but I couldn't pass up. I think we were in round 10.
Yeah.
And it was Ramondre Stevenson.
But the value.
And then I'm looking as I scratch the names off. He's way up there. Like, he's just sitting there.
Yeah.
All the names are scratched off around him, and I'm just like, do I pick him? Like, you know.
Well, yeah, for the value, yeah. And you got to think New England, they ain't got nothing else but to run the ball.
Exactly.
So,
that's my point.
I hope they just don't stop. Just don't stack the box.
Maybe
with
I
8.
cross my fingers and maybe he becomes a somebody again.
Yeah, just don't stack the box with 8. You hope so.
He may be a good flex.
Yeah.
For me, it was my 4th pick in one league. The dude is going to either win you a league or the greatest player in NFL history, right, is going to screw it up. Zay Flowers, where I took him, seems like it's great value.
Yeah.
But in the 4th round, if he doesn't get the ball, it's going to really hurt me because I overlooked a bunch of other receivers to focus on him.
Yeah, you hope that he's going to get the 80 to 90 catches this year, and take that step. He needs more touchdowns too.
He's super talented, man.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you this to kind of cheer you up and bring you up. On the way here, just to have this, I was listening to them talk about how Mark Andrews is hurt several times throughout every year in the last 3 years.
Yeah. That doesn't necessarily help Zay Flowers. That helps Isaiah Likely.
I know that, but the point I'm making is when he goes down, that gives you a little bit of an edge.
Yeah. Isaiah Likely is a huge wide receiver.
Yeah.
Called a tight end.
He came out. I can't believe he dropped as far as he did from East Coast, Carolina. I think the second year in the system, they're making an emphasis. Lamar Jackson's not going to run the ball. He threw it more times last year. He had more attempts last year. He had more yards passing last year. And you're going to see that expanded. And Zay Flowers is going to be the guy who's going to eat. My risk was, I kept going down and I was looking at, I had to make a plan. And I'm hoping Jonathan Brooks, where he was falling. And I was like, this rookie at Texas, he was a beast. I know he's coming off the ACL, but if he can come back, like in the same dynamic, we're talking about Nick Chubb. If he can come back October, we saw what they did in Tampa last year. Tampa picked him up here. He's a 3-down back. So if he comes back and he can produce, I feel very good about my draft. Mm-hmm. I mean.
Yeah, so you're talking about risk. And let's talk about, like I said, Nick Chubb and all these other ones, right? When you pick up players like that are hurt or maybe they got suspended, like Kamara got suspended, last year, so whatever. You're not looking at them to be your starter. You're looking at them to be able to win from the middle of the season on for you.
Right.
Yeah.
Because your games aren't, you have to look at it like this. It's just like the NFL. You're not just trying to win the first half of the season. You're trying to win the second half of the season too. So if Nick Chubb is a beast this year at the end of the season and you make it to the playoffs,
it's a win.
He's a beast in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So,
like I went and I dropped Zach Charbonnet in 1 week. I dropped that handcuff and I went and got Chuba Hubbard. So I have another option to carry me, but I'm praying Jonathan Brooks comes back. But in fantasy football, early September, it's important. But those games later on, October, November, December, when players are hurt, when your bye weeks come up, that is when you got to start thinking. So it doesn't always look at ADP. Just because somebody's hurt or they're suspended 3 to 4 games, even 6 games, doesn't mean there's any value there. I took a risk on Rashee Rice after I looked at the court date and everything, and I think he's going to play the whole time. I stole the number 1 wide receiver in the league.
Yep.
Look at what's his name?
It's amazing.
Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
Like Jonathan Taylor,
3 games last year.
Yeah, 3 games. Nobody wanted to pick him, because he was sitting out and didn't want to play. Contract issues.
I wish I would have picked him.
And then, so I'm saying. So when whoever got him last year, I mean, he was a value there.
By a third game, I didn't have a running back.
You had Zach Moss.
Yeah, I went and got Zach Moss, but I lost Saquon and I lost Chubb by the third game. And that was in 2 leagues.
Yeah.
And I'm going to make just a
prediction.
Yeah, I am. I'm going to take an off-the-wall prediction that I didn't believe was going to happen. Do you?
Am I going to be a millionaire?
Y'all going to miss? Oh, no. No. We're all going to die broke, unhappy, miserable.
Sweet.
Yeah. So this is my bold prediction for the year. I'm going to make a bold prediction fantasy-wise and for the year. When it's all said and done, I believe that Zara White for the Las Vegas Raiders will be your leading rusher in the NFL.
Whoa.
Okay.
Now that one, that one's large.
I believe that. I think it's going to be the case. I think that they don't have much else going over there. They're going to protect Gardner. They want to get DeAndre Hopkins the ball. Not DeAndre Hopkins. They want to get
Ridley?
No. Vegas.
Oh, Vegas. You kept saying Hopkins.
Yeah,
Jacoby Myers or Devontae Adams.
Both of them. Devontae Adams, though, because they're 33 years old, but they're going to try to feed him. I think that he's going to lead the league. I think they're going to lean on him. Antonio Pierce is defensive coach. He knows if he plays defense, he knows if he runs the ball, he can stay in some games. And I think that's what they're going to do.
It's going to be another Josh Jacobs year when he had that.
Feeding. 350 touches.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. Any bold predictions from you, men?
Yes.
Okay. Talk to me, Goose.
What was Alvin Kamara's yardage per carry last year? It was like
2.8. Gosh, 3 point something. 3.2 is miserable.
3.2 is terrible.
3.2 is miserable, yes.
It drops down to 2.8.
Oh, wow. You don't have no faith in that offensive
No,
line.
I don't. I don't have no faith at all. I think the Saints lost the opportunity to get rid of Kamara when he had value.
Let me piggyback that for you. Here's my prediction. They fired Dennis Allen by the end of the year.
I hope so.
By the end of this year or in the year?
By the end of the year.
Okay. I hope they do it in the year.
So Colin Cowherd had the same prediction.
No shit.
Yeah. Colin Cowherd said the same thing. Colin Cowherd said the Saints were going to be the worst team in that division.
So this is my take on the Saints.
I don't think they're the worst if they make the right moves at the right time.
You have a guy in the locker room who knows the entire playbook for the wide receiver, the entire playbook for the running backs, the entire playbook for the tight ends, and the entire playbook for the quarterback.
Taysom Hill.
Why is he not taking the field? Why are you keep putting Derek Carr out there to stink up the place, and you have a guy who knows the whole playbook and he can do everything?
You can do better winning than you can losing.
I don't know why they keep trying out Derek Carr.
Because they don't want to make Alvin Kamara mad. Because remember when Taysom started vulturing touchdowns and getting yardage, what did Kamara do?
Well, we have to look
threw his helmet on the sideline.
We have to look at certain things that are right here. Like, it's a new offense. It's been very vanilla. I know there's no left guard. I know there's no right tackle. But they ran the ball as they had on a hat. They ran 4.3 yards per carry without Kamara.
Right.
So
with a matador for a right tackle.
What we're saying.
No. Let me tell you some more stuff I found out today too. Kendre Miller may go on pup.
Yeah, he is. He's gone. Yeah, if you draft Kendre Miller, I'm sorry.
I'm just saying though. I mean, so that's another.
Ching. That's another cha-ching and Taysom Hill's.
Yep. So Kendre Miller, they're looking at making that decision to put him on the pup list.
Speaking of backup running backs, you might want to throw a fire on later on in rounds. I'm hearing Ty Chandler.
Yeah.
Ty Chandler, he played in the last couple of Vikings games last year.
Like a superstar.
Yeah, Aaron Jones, the old man, is in there and he's catching a lot of ball. I believe in Aaron Jones this year, but
Aaron Jones hasn't made a full season in like 5 years.
And he's older, and there's a lot of good things about Ty Chandler coming out of camp. So if you're waiting to maybe take a flyer and you think maybe somebody might get hurt right there, that's definitely a good pick to looking at, I think.
Take a flyer on Ray Davis.
He might be a vulture, maybe a touchdown vulture, yeah.
In standard league.
So last year, James Cook only got 2 touchdowns in the end zone. He made a lot of touches.
Oh, that was running though, right?
He was PPR by himself.
Without a doubt, just running. But the point I'm making is when they got to the goal line, it was either Josh Allen or throw the ball. Ray Davis.
Yeah.
He may be that guy.
And
he's a bowling ball.
And it's going to be Joe Brady's offense, and Joe Brady is going to protect his quarterback, I think. I think you're going to see a little bit of Josh Allen running the ball, but not nearly as not nearly as much as you've seen before. Because Jared Brady, we know that he runs the same system as Sean Payton. And Sean Payton's always had another guy come in and take those carries, whether it be at one time a Pierre Thomas or
Ingram.
Mark Ingram. Yeah, he's always had that guy.
Punch.
Which is why I think Jaleel McLaughlin in Denver is another great snag to have.
Oh yeah.
Because I think Jaleel McLaughlin's going to have that job.
Especially when you have a rookie quarterback starting. He needs as many outlets as he can.
Yeah, he's going to throw the ball in the backfield. Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
So,
all right, guys. Well, this concludes our episode here on SmashMouth Footballers. I'm Nick Tate.
Joe Caldera.
Hey, remember, like and subscribe. And if you want any more advice, you want to talk to us, you want to say that we're not doing a good job, doing a great job, please hit us up in the likes and comments. Okay. And I'm the Cadillac.
We're out.
SmashMouth Footballers.
I need the championship. Wait, we got a dream.